All right. So we're going to begin with Unit 1, and Unit 1 focuses on culture and social structure. So we've got a few chapters here. The basic expectation for you is that we're going to talk about culture. But we also need to talk about what is this first chapter. And our first chapter is this, sociology, the sociological point of view. You got to have a basis for this. My hope is that as we move through activities, it's going to make more sense, but you've got to have the background in order to be able to do some of the activities that I planned for us. So let's begin with some targets here. And what I need for you to do right now as you prepare is to go to Moodle, and on Moodle you're going to find your notes. So it's under, I'll show this to you here. You'll find it under Sociology, Topic 4. And you should see right there, Chapter 1, Sociological POV Notes. This is sociological point of view. Click on that. And you're going to see 2 videos. Don't worry about those right now. That's not important. You will need them a little while. But you'll see here, this is where the notes are. And you need to click on that and open your notes. Okay, so this is a little bit different than what I've done before. Usually I've had you just write the notes. Well, this is a form of what they call guided notes. And what I've done is gone ahead and put information in. You'll need to add when you see the gaps. And I'll point those out as we move forward. At least to start with. You'll get comfortable with it, and I won't have to do that anymore. Okay, so there's your notes. You can see we start off with targets, and the first one I put in, and everything in yellow I put in, but please don't continue the yellow. I need to see that you have gone ahead and typed in what is necessary. Okay. So you'll start here, and then you'll write, and we have, I believe, 4 targets, and you'll add those 4 right there. So now my suggestion as you're moving through, not you guys, this is for the other class, as you're moving through is to minimize your notes, and you don't need to see that. And there we go. And then take your notes and take the PowerPoint then, whoops, went too far. Take the PowerPoint, put it up here, and then you can follow the notes along with the PowerPoint and as you're listening to me. Okay, so there's that. Let me pull this back up. And there are your targets. We have 4 targets. Alright, so we have 4 targets that we're shooting for. We're going to describe what sociology is and explain what it means to have a sociological imagination. Okay, then we're going to describe how the field of sociology is developed. We're going to explain how 3 main theoretical perspectives differ. And then we're going to see how there is an actual practical part to sociology. Okay. So you are typing in right now, you should be typing in 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Remember to save this into your sociological folder. Okay, so everyone has the targets, I hope. Okay. All right, so what I want you to do, and if you remember, now on Moodle, there was 2 videos. I told you to ignore those at first. We're going to watch the first video. So, for those of you who, for my Wednesday group, you will need to go to Moodle to see this. For Tuesday, we can look at it right now together.
This is an ad for a project management. This is an ad for a project management tool called Monday.com. This is what it looks like, and this is what it feels like.
All right.
An introduction to sociology.
What I would like to do is we're going to watch this, and if you'll notice on your notes, there are some, I believe, 3 or 4 questions, correct? To answer. I'm going to watch this video. Now let me give you a little introduction on this. The video is actually from Britain. It still applies, right? They're going to talk about, he's going to show A levels. Well, that would be approximately this type class. The guy's got a British accent, and he's going to talk to a degree about Britain. But the information still applies to us. And it's a good short video, so we're going to use it, okay? So if I remember right, as I said, there are a few questions. Let me see. I didn't number them. So it looks like there's 5 things that you're going to be looking for. Okay. So let me go ahead and start the video.
Think about these questions. Why do men tend to earn more money than women? Why does Britain have higher levels of teen pregnancy than most other European countries? Are we free, or do we follow the crowd? These are the kinds of questions that studying sociology can help us answer. So what exactly is sociology? The word sociology is made up from soci, as in society, and ology, which means the study of or the science of. Just as in biology, you scientifically study plants and animals, so in sociology, we study the people and institutions which make up society. So how do we study society? We study society by looking at the various things which influence people's lives. What about you? What other things you think influence your life? Maybe your family background, or your ethnicity, your social class, or your religion, maybe your gender. Which of these is most important? Have I missed any which are important to you? Sociologists are interested in all these things and investigate how they affect our lives.
Oops, shoot. Okay, did you get all those? Okay. Type them in real fast. And then we'll move forward. For my Wednesday class, feel free to stop the video as you are watching it. Okay, has everybody got this? All right, moving on.
Sociologists are interested in all these things and investigate how they affect our lives. Studying sociology can help you think about the society you live in and how it affects your life. The society you live in. What kind of society do you live in? Do you think Britain is a good society? Is it sexist? Are people equal or unequal in terms of their money and wealth? Is there a problem with racism in our society? How big a part does tradition play in British life? Some sociologists write about what they think is wrong with our society, and some suggest ways to change it. You'll study some of them on this course. Do you recognise this man? He's Karl Marx. He said that the big problem with our society is that it is unequal and a small number of people control most of the power and wealth. Feminist sociologists say that our society is sexist, and solving this problem should be our priority. Studying sociology at A-level will introduce you to new and sometimes controversial ideas. Importantly, sociology can help you decide what kind of society you want to live in. But good sociologists, like good...
Did you get that answer? Good. Say it again louder.
Controversial ideas.
New and controversial ideas. Okay, I'm going on.
biologists and chemists have to give evidence for their theories. While biologists observe experiments, sociologists observe people. There are many ways to do this, and you will explore these on the course. Studying sociology is also a great way of finding out about other subjects. For example, a sociologist might want to research why girls tend to do better than boys at exams like A-level. To answer this, they may want to study the historical evidence to see if things have always been this way, or if it's a recent change. They may want also to study the biological differences between boys and girls. Maybe the media influences these things. So studying sociology gives you access to a range of fields of study. If you're interested in what life is like for people with a different background to your own, and if the idea of having discussions with your classmates about things which affect your lives appeals to you, then you should consider Sociology A-Level.
Alright, so Wednesday class. If you are not seeing this video as we're moving through the this lesson, then you need to go to the website, to the Moodle site, to click on it and follow along. Alright. So let's get to it. What is sociology? Social science, so important for you to pay attention to this, it is a social science that studies human society and social behavior. So sociology is the study of human social science, or social life, in groups and societies, but it's also the study of people in groups. It gives us the tools, pay attention to this, it gives us the tools to understand the most far-reaching and global phenomena. Sorry, I should have waited until you got that. So, as I said, sociology is going to give us the tools to understand a lot about our way of living, our life. It's far-reaching. We're looking at global phenomena, and while at the same time it's telling us, or it's letting us understand why we as individuals act and react and interact with our culture and society in the ways that we do. So it's study. So sociology challenges us to leave the familiar behind and to delve into inner workings of our society. Sociology demonstrates that we need to take a broader look at why we are who we are and why we act as we do. It teaches us that we often take for granted, what we often take for granted in society, like, for example, what is that which is natural, good, or even inevitable, is strongly influenced by historical or social forces. So sociology is, again, a social science, and are disciplines that study human social behavior or institutions. There is a set way to study. called scientific method. You've heard of that, right? So here are some examples of other social sciences. The sociology is mainly interested in these. They're interested in social interaction, which is how people relate to each other and influence each other, but it's also about social phenomena. And these are observable facts that involve human society. So here's some similarities and differences between other social sciences. Similarities. Sociology examines the relations between society and culture. The difference is sociology is mainly interested in social interaction. How people meet, how people act with each other, what it is that's important to them as groups. Okay? Forward. So sociologists study aspects and levels of society. Again, society is a group of people whose members interact, reside in a definable area, and share a culture. Yeah, we've already talked some about interaction, but what's it mean to reside in a definable area? And you can give me an example. I'm sorry. Street names? No, is that what you said? Yeah. What do you think they mean by definable area? Okay, yeah, like a city. Eton, New Paris, West End. Those are definable areas. And does that mean there are societies within? There's a society of Eton? Sure, yeah, there is. We don't think of it like that. We don't think, oh, I belong to, but there are differences between Eton and New Paris and West End. But there's a definable area. And then what about the idea of a shared culture? Let's let's think in a little bit broader terms than Eaton, New Paris, West Van. Because would you say Eaton, New Paris, West Van, do we share culture at all? Yeah. What do you think would be the that comes, I'm thinking of something that comes to mind for me. What's the, okay, what did I heard earlier? Farming. All right, rural. Rural, yeah, farming. What would be the opposite of the farming or rural? Urban, city. Okay. Yeah. So let's think then another definable area might be Preble County, as opposed to, can you think of another county? Butler. How is Butler different than Preble? I'm not disagreeing, I'm just asking. What's different in Butler that's than Preble? What's big? What's the biggest city in Dark County? Come on, what's the biggest city in Dark County? Greenville. Bigger than anything in Preble County? Greenville's considerably bigger than Eaton. Eaton's the biggest city. Right? So there are differences. Now maybe not as much as what other location that would be bigger city. Cincinnati, definitely. What's the county of Cincinnati? Hamilton. Hamilton County is Cincinnati. I mean, you don't think that because you think of Hamilton City, but Hamilton City is in what county? Oh man, we're gonna have to have a geography lesson. What county is Hamilton City in? Butler. Butler County. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. You guys, I've got two fans going on. I really can't hear very well. So, okay, yeah, Butler. And would you say there is a difference between, let's talk Butler County and Preble County? What do you think, off the top of your head, what do you think is the biggest difference between Butler County and Preble County? Society. What? Population numbers right away. What can you tell me about the population that makes it different than Preble County? I'll give you a hint, it's a B word.
Diversity.
Thank you. I was almost going to have to spell it out for you. Diversity, right. So societies can be defined in a lot of ways, but these three must exist. We must be able to interact, they must reside in a definable area, and they must share a culture. Okay. Ohio has a society. Is it different than, let's say, Virginia? Or California? Florida? And so, yeah, we might share some things, but there are some differences. The most obvious would be the definable area. Sociologists are interested in social interaction, as we know. People relate to, and how people relate to and influence each other. right? So this is the relationship and the influence we have on each other is usually through this group perspective. I have a cool, at least I think it's cool, and most people that have done this have enjoyed it, activity we're going to do next class that really focuses in on us and how groups play such an important part of our lives. And then also it's being able, sociologists really are interested in being able to observe these groups. They're going to notice what's called social phenomena. We're going to find that here in a second. Facts and events that involve human society. So this is what is important here. We said facts and events that involve human society, but it's important in social phenomena that you understand it must be observable. It can't be something that you think. Because remember, this is a science. Sociology is ultimately a science. And so it must have that observable component. Okay, we got this? Yeah. So we're going to look at something called sociological perspective. And I'll let you type, but I need to talk with you a little bit about that. But go ahead and type first. And then so to understand the idea of sociological perspective, okay, you have to understand that scientists, again, remember this is a science. Scientists are looking at this in a scientific and systematic way. So, again, they're not just looking and observing, but they are using scientific methods to try to understand what's going on. Okay. They're trying not, one thing they don't want to do is to just think in terms of common sense. Although that's helpful, and I strongly believe in the idea of common sense, it's kind of important for all of us to have good common sense, but that's not scientific. And again, this is all about, for sociologists, this is about the science and learning about us and our society in a scientific way. So they adopt a sociological perspective so they can look beyond those commonly held beliefs to the hidden messages that you don't necessarily see right up front. The sociological perspective can help you find an acceptable balance between your personal desires and the demands of your social environment. So it is, they understand first and foremost that behavior is learned from others. Who do you learn most of your behaviors from? Yeah, sure, parents. Okay, their behavior is influenced by social factors. Who are your social groups that you learn things from?
Sports.
Sports? Who else do you learn from social? Friends, yeah. Those two are good examples. There's a huge number else. Where you work, and so on. Okay, and then there is a balance needed between personal desires and the demand of the immediate environment. So you need to, the sociologist is looking at how that balance is identified and how it is sustained. Okay. So, getting ahead of myself here. So here is, you've got yourself in this little diagram. You've got yourself and others to influence you, as well as the culture and environment. So you're not, unless you are, and we will actually look at some stories where people have isolated or been isolated to the point where they cannot interact with each other, and how damaging that is. Everybody in here, though, has had that opportunity, and then this is a way of explaining how and why how we respond and act the way we do. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, so sociological perspective helps us understand the hidden needs behind our actions. In some case, we know what they are. Nobody else might, but we know. But in some cases, we may not even know why we do some of the things we do. Alright, I want to tell a little bit of a story here that kind of goes to this that you see up here on the board. It says, helps us to assess the truth of common sense, helps us assess both the opportunities and the constraints of our lives, helps us to live in a diverse world, and empowers us to be an active participants in our society. Trying to maybe make this make a little more sense is like this. Sometimes, and we do this because we want to be better teachers. We will, as teachers, sit down and discuss possibly a student who we have some concerns about. I'm going to give an example of my own brother. My brother, who is 6 years older than I am, struggled in school, big time. Had all kinds of troubles with it. And was, in fact, by some teachers, just considered a bad kid. He just really struggled. And his senior year, and he liked to sing, and so was a part of the choir. His senior year, his choir teacher began to figure out that my brother had vision problems. He couldn't see. He literally would read a line of text, and as he was reading, his eyes would bounce to another line. He didn't know it. So he would read and nothing ever made sense to him because they were two different sentences that his eyes would try to make into one. In his mind, and he's talked about this a lot, in his mind when he took a test, it was all a trick because he couldn't get anything right because he couldn't read it properly. And finally, a teacher began to recognize this issue. Now, I got to tell you, this was clear back in 1967. And so a lot of the things that we know today about vision and how our brain works did not exist then. So the poor guy, literally, until he got glasses that made his eyes, see, one eye would look here, one eye would look here, until he got glasses that forced his eyes to come even, and he could read even, he never could do well. And it was only after he left high school that he finally was able to start doing and become a solid reader. So here was what I'm talking about. Hidden meanings. Okay, the common sense told the teachers that my brother was a crappy student. Common sense told my parents my brother was a crappy student. Why can't you do better? Why are you always failing? And I remember as a little kid remembering those arguments and how frustrated my poor brother was. Okay. So here's what began to happen when they began to assess and recognize how these influences, guys in particular, changed the whole course of how my brother began to move forward. So it begins to help us live in his world. Okay, and it also, once that was figured out, it empowered him to be able to do things he never thought he'd be able to do, like to read. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of understanding of what we're talking about when we say this idea of sociological perspective. I narrowed it down to an individual, but my hope is that it helps you with that. All right, so moving forward. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot my last part on this. Let me go back. There we go. Okay, so there are multiple reasons that any event occurs the way it does. A sociologist's job is to locate those multiple reasons and weigh them for validity. Do these reasons actually have impact before accepting one over the other? Thus, sociologists often talk about the art of studying society being largely imaginative. Largely imaginative. How do you imagine? Okay, that is, in order to understand the nature of social events, one must actively cultivate his or her sociological imagination. So the perspective can help you view your own life within a larger social and historical context. It's sociological imagination. It's being able to see the connection between the larger world and your personal life. So we're going to delve into this imagination a little bit more, and that is your assignment. So let me go to Moodle and let's look at that. Now, end the show here, and push that down, get rid of this, and go to Moodle. All right. So let me get out of that and look at the assignment. All right, here is the second video that I want you to watch. Now, and I ran out a little bit of time, but the assignment that I want you to do is actually in here. It's called sociological. Let me switch over to students, so it shows up for you. Okay, that was one. All right. It's called Sociological Imagination. So your video is on the POV notes, but your assignment is here, Sociological Imagination. Okay, so your information is here. You're going to watch it. And that video, I think, is about 4 minutes, so it's not long. After watching the video, write a 2 to 3 paragraphs summarizing what you learned from the video about sociological imagination. Create a Word doc or a Google Doc. I don't care which, but the thing is, it's got to be good grammar and punctuation, and you should capitalize the first letter of each sentence. And I is not a little I, but a big I, if you use it. Okay, and this counts towards the grade. Okay, so give examples. That would be a good thing. Upload to this location. Do not share with me. Upload it to this location. You can, Google Docs will transfer over into Moodle. Please get used to. So if there is a problem, then obviously share. But otherwise, my expectation is that you upload all stuff. And this is where you will upload. Any questions? It's just a summary about the video. Any questions? Okay. I'm thinking 2 paragraphs is going to be enough, but no more than 3. Okay? Now, if you don't have headphones, I've got headphones. Yes? Next class, Friday. But I want you working on it now. Okay, use class time to do it. Don't be doing anything else. Alright? Any questions about your assignment? Remember, the video is on the notes piece. I didn't switch it up. That's not too hard to figure out, though, is it?
The link's right there. Just watch the video.
Oh, will the link go? All right, so we're covered. Okay. So go ahead and do that now. It is due Friday for my, actually, I'm sorry, for this class, because this is Tuesday, it's due Thursday. Friday is for the, my Brown Day class. All right, so next class, I will adjust that. I will change that for orange to be Thursday and brown to be Friday.